Hello everyone, welcome to Elevate with Firki course launch event 2025. Thank you so much for sharing the responses on chat box. We are thrilled to have you all here as we introduce the new courses designed at Firki to inspire and elevate educators like you. We would like to hear from the new folks who have joined. Please go to the chat box and share your name, where you're joining from, and what do you do. We can see educators joining from across India. Thank you for taking your time and joining today. I hope you get a lot from today and you start your learning journeys for this year and continue your learning with Firki in the upcoming months. Thank you so much everyone for sharing. We'll get started. I'll introduce myself quickly. I am Tasneem. I'll be a host for today. I work at Firki in the School Leaders and Teacher Coaches vertical, and I'm excited to begin this event with all of you today. In the meantime, if you'd like to get any of your peers, your friends from the education circle, join the event, please do share the link with them and get them to join the event. All right, before we start, quickly taking you through a few features on Zoom. I know many of you must be familiar with this, but still, if any of you are joining for the first time, please take a note. This is the this is the mic button. You can click this to keep yourself muted. Unmute only if we ask you to. This is the video button. You can switch on and off. And finally, this is the chat box. If you would like to share any questions, reflections, thoughts in the chat window through the space today, please go ahead and do so. If you have any questions also, please share. Our team is here. They'll support you by responding to your queries. All right, let's quickly dive into the agenda for our session today. We'll start with a quick opening. Then we'll take a glimpse into Firki and the work that we do. Following that, we have an Elevate and Evolve panel discussion with our very own Firki users who are going to talk about self-development. Next, we'll provide you with a sneak peek into design at Firki, how courses are designed at Firki, the approach and the process that we undertake. Then we will have the exact launch where Soul Sark and Firki team will be launching the courses for this year. Before we start, let's begin with a quick opening activity. There are 2 questions on the chat box on the screen. Go to the chat box and share your responses to the 2 questions. The first one, go and share the latest thing that you learned. It could be a book, it could be an online session, a course that you undertook, or a skill that you learned. And secondly, the most important question, why did you learn that? There must be a story behind it, right? So please go ahead and share your responses to these 2 questions on the chat box. Take the next 1 minute to please share. If you'd like to come off mute and share, please raise your hands and we will definitely call you. Yes, Seema ma'am, please go ahead. Ma'am, you're on mute.
Sorry, I'm traveling. So yeah, but let me tell you, the credit goes to you. I learned something new about design thinking. Y'all had put about roots, and I went to Nagapattinam and I attended the conclave for 5 days. And yes, I must give a big applaud to that entire organization and to y'all for allowing me to be a part of it. That design thinking was something that I learned, and I started looking at learning with different eyes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Seema ma'am. Glad to know that you went to Roots organized by Vidya Viday. Thank you so much for sharing that. On the chat box, we can see on FSLP program how leaderboard affects on. Sorry, Elise, that was your response. I learned new things from my school. Rangoli from your students, amazing. AI tool session to learn prompt engineering, amazing. Any other responses from all of you? Please go ahead and share. It may not be restricted to Firki. You can go beyond. Think about anything that you learned. There is a new book that Lata ma'am is reading. Great. All right. So as you can see, we have a lot of desires and lot of needs to learn something new, right? Very similarly, teachers have a lot of needs in their classrooms and in their schools to learn something new. Let's quickly hear such a need from a teacher called Inika. Here is her story. Inika is a new teacher and eager to learn and incorporate fresh ideas into her classroom when she steps into it. However, she faces challenges in managing her students, which makes it very difficult for her to implement all those new ideas and desires and dreams that she has for her classroom, right? In her quest for knowledge, she looked into various courses but found them to be either expensive or it did not fit into her schedule. The training sessions were generic and it did not offer her what she expected. And eventually, she discovered Firki, enrolled into the online courses to support her growth as an educator, and went on to implement all the learnings in her classroom. This is a story of one teacher who had a very specific need, right? Similarly, the needs of educators are very different. Teachers want to learn and create impact in their classroom by delivering a lot of new methods and strategies. They need choice of what they want to learn. They enjoy a community to learn with, and they also need flexibility of the time with respect to what they learn. And this is with all the hope that it will maintain a better balance between their professional and personal lives, right? So these are the needs of the educators, and this is not true just for few set of teachers. It is true for 10 million teachers across India, impacting 265 students. Each of these teachers bring in their own context, strengths, and aspirations. Their needs are very, very different. And this is where Firki steps in. Firki is Teach for India Online. We believe that change is the only constant, and each year we aim to be relevant by bringing something innovative and unique. Our vision is to revolutionize online learning and education. At Firki, we prioritize educators in all our program and we keep them at the center, aiming to empower them with the skills, knowledge, and positively impact children's lives and contribute to a transformed nation. All our resources are free of cost and accessible globally. We offer courses, webinars, workshops, and learning paths tailored to educators' needs. Our community includes educators from around the world. We offer content that is curated in-house at Firki and also in partnership with various organizations. A quick look into Firki's timeline on the screen. Firki began in 2013. Courses have been the foundation of Firki since inception, and every year we regularly update and expand it with the timely and relevant topics for educators in different formats. Some of the key timelines, key milestones include developing our app and putting it on Play Store, adapting to COVID and blended learning format, launching our flagship programs like FTLP 50 FitCoder, our webinars, and reinventing the LMS system that we use, and a lot more in the last decade. We always keep educators at the center as mentioned and keep updating our courses and offerings with time. These are the courses that are catering to different set of educators like pre-service, in-service, and school leaders. Each year we continue to add courses to it, and that's why we are here to see what courses have been added to this list this year. Before we go ahead, I have a very short poll for all of you. So you can go ahead and take the poll. I'm going to launch it in 3, 2, 1. It has 3 questions. Answer it very honestly. Let's see where the group is currently. I hope all of you are able to see the poll. Yes, we are getting responses. Very interesting responses, very diverse needs, as I can see. We'll wait for 10 more seconds so that all of you have participated. All right, last 5 seconds. All right, I'm ending the poll and sharing the results. All of you can take a look at it. all of you spend different timelines through the month to learn.
India workshop right now.
When do you usually make time for learning? I can see after work hours or weekends, whenever I find something interesting online also. What motivates you to take? A lot of reasons again. As you can see, everyone has a very different need. Some of them want inspiration, some of them want to grow in their career, some of them would like to improve classroom practice and enhance student outcomes. Great. Thank you so much for engaging in that. With that, we'll quickly step into whatever the poll was about. It's about professional development for educators. As we all know, what policy and research states, National Education Policy 2020 places CPD or continuous professional development for educators at the heart of educational reform in the country. Each teacher is expected to fulfill 50 hours of CPD every year to stay updated with the latest pedagogical and technological advances, right? Similarly, OECD TALIS, that is Teaching and Learning International Survey, has shared the impact of PD on teachers, as you can see. Given the impact of professional development is stated by various research and policy, and there's a lot of data about it online. Let us now hear from people who keep learning at the center of their development as educators. We'll welcome our Firki users who are here to share about their experience on what professional development has been for them as a new educator, as an experienced educator, and also as someone who's working with teachers. We have Aprajita, Mubaraka, and Tamana here to share their experience on their own development as educator by taking in a lot of opportunities for their development. With that, I welcome all the three of you. I'll stop screen sharing and we can start. All right, Aprajita ma'am and Tamana ma'am. All right. Thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you very much, Asmi. Good evening, everyone.
Very excited to have this short panel on how you guys are taking continuous learning at your center as an educator so that you can transform your classrooms and also your schools on a day-to-day basis. With that, we'll quickly start by hearing your brief introductions. We'll start with Aparajita and then we'll go ahead with everyone.
Okay, so hello everyone. Very good evening. This is Aprajita Sinha, and I am from Darbhanga. I am a private school teacher at here, and I've been in this educational field for almost 2 years. Especially, I'm working with the middle grade students, and I would like to congratulate the Firki team on this wonderful course launch event. And I'm feeling truly honored to be here to share my journey as an educator. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to reflect and share my journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Aparajita ma'am. We'll hear from Tamana and then Mubaraka ma'am.
Hello everyone, my name is Tamanna. Right now I am working as a teacher support fellow at Shamtale Foundation in Delhi. I am very excited to learn and grow more. In my future, these are my future aspirations. And I am very honored to be a part of this amazing session and a lot of good wishes to Firki as well for their new course launch.
Thank you,
Thank
Tamana.
you so much.
Yes, Mubaraka ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, to begin with, thank you, Firki team, for inviting me over. It's a wonderful experience to be with you all. I have been working with the Diamond Jubilee High School under the Aga Khan Education Services over a decade and a half now. I teach the primary grades, English and Social Studies. And I believe that education shapes young minds, and it's given me the privilege to shape the young minds because I believe in the power of transformative education. So thank you, Firki team, for inviting me over.
Thank you all of you for joining. Let's get started. I know all of you have been very passionate about developing yourselves and having the mindset to continuously learn on a regular basis. And all of you are at different points of your professional journey, right? I think one of you is very new to the field. One of you is very experienced. And let's start by hearing what keeps you motivated to learn and continuously grow as educators. And it's a very difficult profession, right? And each day comes with its own challenges. What keeps you motivated to continuously learn and grow? We'll start with Aprajita, and then we'll hear from others.
In today's educational scenario, we know that this field has become very diverse and dynamic. So, continuous learning becomes a very crucial part of teaching. Continuous learning, I think, keeps teachers more relevant, more responsive, and reflective. And when we engage in upskilling, we learn new ideas to better design experiences, to learn and understand our diverse learners, and to adapt the changing of the need of the society. Upskilling for me means to learning to make my class more child centered, more inquiry driven and inclusive, where students engage in different activities and they increase their critical thinking. Also, it helps us not only keeps us to pace with the change, but also it inspires us to lead our students, showing that lifelong learning what truly means. And yes, definitely, when a teacher continuously learns, it will definitely inspire their students to learn and motivate in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Aparajita, for sharing that very beautifully. Yes, Mubaraka ma'am, you can share about your motivation. And it's
Sure.
been almost 17 years in the sector, and it must be sometimes difficult also to keep up with it. What motivates you?
So the upcoming trends I feel that motivates me is the pedagogical changes and the expectation of diverse learning needs of the children. Um, right now, education demands student-centric classes and equity-based education. So also data-driven. All this helps me when you upskill yourself time and again. It keeps me motivated to learn more, unlearn and relearn at the same time. So that is, after so many years that you have given in the education field, the only way to upskill yourself is to unlearn and relearn again. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for talking about unlearning aspect. Yes, Tamanna, as someone who supports teachers, works with them on a regular basis, what keeps you motivated?
Uh, my teachers and my children really motivates me a lot to learn, as there is an incredibility and innovation in education which is always needed. So for that innovation purpose, my teachers look up to me. Like, I would suggest them something, how to innovate this lesson and how can we innovate our classroom culture and everything. So this motivates me a lot. Like, how can I create a good culture for my kids? So for this, I need to learn a lot about classroom culture as well. Like, what can I do to make a proper and safe culture for my children? So these are the things which actually motivates me. Like, what should I do to change my teacher, which he can inculcate in her students as well, or he can inculcate in his students as well.
Thank you for sharing it very nicely. So different aspects and different motivations for all of us. We'll move on to the next aspect, right? I know you already shared about this also, but in how dynamic the world is, especially after COVID. Um, in what ways do you think continuous learning or upskilling remain essential, and what are some ways that we can take to make ourselves very effective on a day-to-day basis as educators? Like, why do you think it is relevant now more than ever? And also some ideas and some ways that we can take up to keep continuous learning at the center. Yes, ma'am, please go ahead.
So I feel now the only thing that is focused on in the new education policy, if you go to see, is student-centric. And the diverse needs of every child, the homogeneous setup that we have demands a lot of upskilling with the teachers. So also the uh, technological diversity that is expected to bring into your classrooms demands the upskilling. And one of the major ways is everything is so accessible, I feel, today on the net. But how do you go about using it? What are the correct ways of using it? And bringing them and practicing in class has become the need of the hour. The children only, I feel, resonate when you do something or when you demonstrate something by learning by doing. So hands-on activity, or if you show them some visual aids, something that they actually practice themselves in class, take a hands-on feeling of whatever has been taught to them remains with them as a lifelong learning, and which is the essential part of education right now. For them to get into the community, into the world, have that confidence that, that they are uh, best at what they are doing, that has to be nurtured from a very core level. And one of the major ways is that you do something with them in the class, amongst themselves, and being with them. So I think that is very important.
Got it. Yes, I think very nicely put. You have to be with the children to know what they need, and then whatever you want to upskill, you take it up accordingly. And both of you, others, would you like to add anything to it? You can also add some ways that you, on a regular basis, take up to keep yourself updated and upskilled. Yeah, please go ahead and share.
So, to update myself, I do certain courses. Like recently, as we got NCF two, new NCF as well, new NEP as well, I read that, but I, I was comprehending it, I was understanding it, but I could not find a better way to know more about it. So there, I found a course as well on Firki itself. Like there was a course on NEP 2020. I did that course, and it was really amazing. Like it was quick to do, and it was really comprehend and understandable as well. So that I could stay updated as well. Like what other things I can add in my uh, process and add in my teaching processes, my coaching conversations. There, I can be more impactful while teaching, while talking with teachers. I can talk about NEP with them with a confidence. I can tell them like what is there in NCF because I have read it. I have done a course on it, which made me more confident about it.
Yes, thank you so much. Any other ways that you guys take up to upskill yourself? I know courses is one way, but what other ways do you like you sort out after to keep yourself updated?
Being a very newcomer to this education field, as I have only 2 years of experience and I'm learning. Apart from courses and social media and the internet resources, I go to my seniors and my colleagues to learn something new and to get their experience of their classroom. That helps me a lot. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Aparajita. I think it takes a lot of courage and confidence to be that new educator who is standing up for continuous learning. Really appreciate you sharing that as well. Great. And we'll come to the part about today, right? I know Tamana has already started with that. Can we now talk about, I know all of you have been associated with Firki for quite some time through our courses, our programs, through our webinars. Now, in your experience, how has Firki courses influenced your journey as an educator? And how have you seen you implement the learnings from the learning opportunities that we offer at Firki?
So, Tasneem, for me, Firki has been, I started with Firki way back during the pandemic in 2020. And now I've been associated, I think, if I could quote, for over 5 years with Firki. I, keep researching and I keep looking out for their new courses, what is new in the market, what are the market trends. Um, and of course, these courses and otherwise anything that any platform apart from Firki, there are many other institutions that offer these kind of courses to upskill the uh, educators today, but not only upskilling them, they also give them a hands-on learning experience, learning by doing, which I just mentioned, which I learned from Firki. However, the other things that I learned was um, Firki helped me, and the other courses that I have done with Firki helped me to be a teacher mentor, be a teacher coach. So also create a positive classroom atmosphere, management of the students in the classroom, of course, gathering data to cater to the diverse needs of the children, because way back, few years back, we never knew how to help the children who were just not motivated to learn in a classroom and how to go about doing that. What is, and of course, there several times I have come across failures, drastic failures, even after going through these courses, even after gathering all the knowledge. But I always say, and I believe in what I say is that unless and until you don't keep practicing what you've learned in your classroom with your children, no knowledge is effective. So gathering certificates, gathering knowledge is not enough. Of course, you got to do every single day, because I think it'll be a quote resonating every individual who has joined us today, that education is a lifelong learning process. It cannot end anywhere. It's a pathway, it's a journey. And if you are able to take all this back to your classrooms, you can be the most privileged educator. And you may fail, falter, but of course, rebounds and try once more. So I think Firki has given me that power of transformation.
Thank you so much for beautifully putting that out in terms of practice and going, learning beyond getting the certificates, right? Sometimes, yes, we complete, we have the certificate and it stops there. How do we take it further and go and actually make it that action, that how do we go and implement it in our classrooms? Very nicely put. Thank you so much, Mubaraka ma'am. Yes, Aparajita or Tamana, anyone can share how has Firki helped you grow and what impact or any other changes that you have noticed in your schools or classrooms?
I am Tasneem from Bangalore, and Mubaraka ma'am is my alumni mate. Uh, hello, ma'am.
Hi, how are
And
you?
fine, ma'am. I truly agree with ma'am's words, whatever ma'am told, because from past 4 years we are linked with you, and I'm very happy to inform you that I got a call from Meenu that I will have a class observation on November 14th from Firki.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much for
Congratulations.
sharing that.
I really
All right. We'll hear from, I don't know who spoke, but whoever it is, I'll definitely get back to you after the panel discussion. We'll hear more from you about your experience as well. Tamana or Aparajita, any one of you, can you please go ahead and share how has Firki courses helped you and what are some changes that you have seen in yourself and also in your schools?
Okay, so Firki has made a lot of changes in my educational journey, and especially the turning point was the Firki Future Teacher Program. It changed everything for me. It has shifted from my thinking from teaching to finish a syllabus to teaching to make a difference. And actually, I think Firki gave me that space to pause, reflect, and see my classroom through a new lens of empathy, inclusivity, and curiosity. And I have learned so many things in that course. Especially, I would like to add that 8 C's, NEP, how to implement NEP in your lessons, and lesson plannings. We learn new techniques of lesson plannings, classroom management. Also, we learn the how do you balance the rewards and consequences which you give to your students. And my favorite part was the students voice and choice, where the little kids come and they shared what they expect from the teachers, how teachers should take feedback. So that was very special for me. And the biggest impact I see in my career is in the bonding between me and my students. I see that my classroom has now become a community where we come, we share, we have created a safe space where all students feel valued, and we are continuously growing and learning together. So that's the true Firki effect I am carrying with myself every day. Thank you.
New term unlocked, Firki effect. Thank you so much for that, Prajita. I really like how you shared about the relationship with your students, and I can't believe you remember each and every course and every session that you took in that program. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, Tamana, we'll hear from you and we'll go to the next part.
So, as a teacher support fellow, Firki has provided me a structure and confidence which I carry in front of my teacher. Like earlier, it has been an year of me working with teachers. So while creating a smart classroom, while creating a good classroom culture, we need to talk to teacher. Like we need to discuss with them, like what other things we can do, what other things we can do. So after doing Firki school leadership program, I understand I got that vocabulary, I got that techniques, like how can I lead with love? What are the things I need to inculcate in my classroom? In my teacher's classroom, basically. My classroom, those classrooms are my indirect classroom. So I do talk to my teachers. I got that confidence. We can uh, thoroughly we can brainstorm things like why do we need our class at glance in our classroom. We I was asking for every why there, and my teachers were being so reflective. They were giving me the answer of every why. So this is a major thing I can see in my classrooms, in my schools, and in every individual I am working directly or indirectly with.
Thank you for sharing that. I like how you said at times when we work as coaches or mentors, we don't directly engage in classrooms, but I can see how you also call those classrooms as your own classrooms, and how that direct to indirect effect is also seen on a day-to-day basis, right? So, yeah, very nicely shared in terms of the structures, in terms of the ideas, knowledge, and skills that you gain from Firki through courses. Now, I just have one small question, right? Sometimes when we want to learn as educators, there are multiple things out there. How do you choose what you want to learn? There are certain deciding factors for us as educators, right? And on what basis do you take a course? For example, Tamana shared, I take an NEP course, or Aparajita shared about the Future Teacher Program, which also has many courses in it, right? So, how do you choose what do you want to learn?
So, Dasleen, for this, I would say that honestly, I never planned or chose something. Uh, the things that did not work well in my classrooms was something that helped me choose to learn further. So, for example, as I just mentioned, that inclusivity and having diverse needs in a classroom was something absolutely challenging. Meeting up to the temperaments of the students, making sure that at the end of the semester or at the end of the academic year, they have learned something and they have the love for that subject got absolutely challenging at a certain point of time. But then, yet, keeping those things, those children engaged in at least doing something through that 30 minutes or 20 minutes started motivating me, started making me curious to learn more. So, for me, my first step to learning was that something is not really working well with me. What do I do next? And I didn't want to settle with that. So then I started looking up, and of course, as I feel I'm going to reiterate this again, but I'm repeating myself that pandemic gave us sufficient time because online platforms made things very easily available to you. Like you didn't have to just click off a button and the things are there. And of course, there were a huge group of experienced people around, young and old, who really taught us how to manage things and correct your mistakes, at least try somewhere. So I feel for me, choosing something was a setback, a pitfall, and then again bounce back and relearn something. So that is where I started upskilling myself. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for saying there's something that is not working. And any one of you, Aparajita or Tamana, and then we'll move ahead with the task part. Like, how do you choose what you learn?
So after seeing classroom parameters like Aparajita also talked about future teacher program. There we have future leader program as well, Firki leadership program. So in that course, I chose Firki leadership program because as a teacher coach, I have to choose one. I've done diploma in elementary education. So I need to eliminate things like, okay, this I have learned there as well. So I need to step in where I can learn more and I can grow more for my personal and professional development as well. So keeping those things in my mind, I chose my things like, okay, this is the thing I want to do.
Got it. So it's also about self-development, like my
Yes.
own self, how do I grow on a regular basis, and also some needs in the classroom that we can also see, right? Before we close out, I know all of you have some ideas or some mantras or some actionable items you'd like to share with the broader community. So what is your mantra or motto to maintain a habit of learning as educators? So if you can quickly, crisply share in few words, it will be like a takeaway for all of us in the call.
Should I go ahead or
We'll
my
hear from
other two colleagues
Aparajita
wish
and
to?
then go ahead, Aparajita. Yeah.
Okay, so a simple mantra is keep learning, because your students are learning from you even when you are not teaching. And as long as you will keep learning, you will never lose that spark that put you in the teaching field. And that also all of you have might heard that a teacher who keeps learning never grows old in the classroom. So I think that is very important, to keep learning, to be with the to go with the society and with this world. Thank you.
Thanks, Aparajita. Anyone of you?
So for me, it is teach with curiosity and learn with humility, a little every single day. Because these little short crumbs of knowledge that you keep gathering every single day, one day will, you know, come out as a significant impact and give you that confidence to become a good educator in the eyes of the children. So you set yourself as a role model somewhere in the eyes of the children. So that's a mantra that I live by.
Thank you, Mubaraka ma'am. Yes, Tamna. Yeah.
For me, it's like learning is not a break from teaching. It's what keeps teaching alive. Like as a teacher, if you learn more, you can implement more in your class, and your class will also learn more.
Thank you. I really like how everyone are sharing it to the point, very crisp. And also the essence of what you're sharing is coming alive very beautifully. You can see the love on the chat box as well. But all the three of you, thank you so much for joining. I request all the people on the call to share some love for Mubaraka ma'am, Tamna ma'am, and Aparajita ma'am. I hope all the three of you continue to learn, continue to impact more teachers and students and transform schools. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having all of you here today. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Tasneem
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Firki team. It was a pleasure and a wonderful experience to engage with you all. And it's always beautiful to engage with you all. This is also another learning platform today for us as panelists. Thank you so much.
I know
We are
one
humbled.
bit of information is that I think two out of the three here, they're having their first panel discussion. So really appreciate your courage, confidence to be here and share with all of us. So thank you so much for joining. Yes. With that, we'll move ahead to our next part. All right. There is something we would like to show you, something that is very special at Firki. Before we show, we have a very, just a second, I'll just quickly share. All right, I already showed that to you, but yeah, before we show that, we would like to have a very small quiz for all of you to engage in. It's a chat box activity. I'll flash few questions for you regarding design at Firki. Go to the chat box and just guess your answers. Yeah, there's no right or wrong answers. You'll get all the answers to it in a bit. But here is your first question. You can just share the options if it is A or B or C or D. All right. The first question is here. Every Firki course starts with, there are few options there. Please go ahead and share it on the chat box. All right, a lot of B's here. Amazing. All right, you'll know the answer in just a bit. Here is the second question. How long does it usually take to create a Firki course? This is a little difficult to 1 year, okay. B few months, B, D, lot of B's and a little bit of D also. Great. A also, okay. The last question here, which phrase best captures Firki's vision for learning? Reflection, okay. B, B and D. Okay, a lot of B's and D's. Great. All right. So I'm very, very excited to share with all of you a quick sneak peek into how course design happens at Firki. From the first idea to the moment the course goes live on the platform. Let's hear directly from the team who makes it happen. So I'll quickly play a video for all of you. Just let me know if you're able to see the video. The screen is visible, blue screen. Great.
At Firki, every course design starts with a simple but powerful question. What do educators need most to grow as leaders in the classroom? We closely listen to what teachers want, while also identifying gaps and opportunities in professional development through feedback, research, and conversation with educators.
Once we recognize the need, we define clear learning outcomes. These outcomes shape the course vision of what teachers will learn, why it matters, and how they will apply it to transform student learning. The vision becomes our North Star for the course design.
We then bring the course vision to life by researching and curating content, such as videos, readings, and activities. Each element is designed to be engaging, practical, and relevant to teachers' daily realities. We pay close attention to tone, examples, and scaffolding so that the learning feels both accessible and immediately applicable.
From there, we design the learning journey. Some courses follow our feel, imagine, do, share model. Others are structured in sections when that better serves the objectives on articulate. We balance theory, practice, and reflection so teachers can connect new ideas to their classroom realities. We intentionally build metacognition through prompts, reflection tasks, ensuring each step moves from understanding to application.
Collaboration is at the heart of our process. Each course goes through multiple rounds of peer review across content, pedagogy, and user engagement. This collective refinement helps to ensure that our courses are authentic, context sensitive, and grounded in real practice.
Before launch, every course further undergoes a final internal design review. We check visual coherence, brand consistency, and navigation flow and test across devices. We confirm linked resources are correctly embedded. This is where we ensure that everything runs smoothly and delivers a high-quality experience for teachers.
Our guiding principles are clear: reflective inquiry, self-direction, collaboration, and harnessing technology to empower teachers. By maintaining clarity in design, interaction, and community, we create courses that make learning truly meaningful. Each course typically follows a 2-month development timeline, allowing for thoughtful design, content creation, and review to ensure quality and impact. All right. You took a short glimpse into what we actually do when we design courses. And I know some of you must have gotten answers for the questions that we asked just before this video. Yeah, different courses take different timelines depending on the need and also the number of reviews that it takes. So it's a big team that works on courses at Firki. So we just thought we'll give you a small glimpse into our work that goes on a day-to-day basis, right? So if you remember the needs that we spoke in the beginning, these are the needs of educators that we just saw. And let's see how Firki fits into these needs of educators. At Firki, learning doesn't stop at completing a course, just like how Mubaraka ma'am shared in the panel. It is designed to create real impact for you, your classroom, and the larger community. Every course gives you practical tools and strategies that you can immediately apply in your teaching practice. And once you complete a course, there is so much more you can do. You can earn a Firki badge of completion, share your insights with your peers, post about your learning on social media and LinkedIn to build your professional identity. In case you have implemented many learnings, we also have a Firki blog where your articles will be featured. And we have a lot of articles from our users who have gone and implemented strategies in their own schools. We'd also love to hear from you. We have had participants who had shared feedback with us. In that way, you can also learn from our courses and you can also contribute to the learning that happens and impact the broader community of educators. We also have users who have contributed by giving interviews, sneak peek into their classrooms, their schools, and those have also appeared as content in our courses. We also learn from our users. Right? Now let's get into the launch of the courses. And for this first, I would like to invite the SoulSark team. Ketki is here, who had partnered with Firki for designing the courses on inclusive education. We would like to welcome them to come and share more about these courses. Ketki, I hope you are here. Yes, you are here. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much.
We are very excited
Good
to
evening,
hear
everyone.
about these courses. Over to you,
I'm
Ketki.
very happy that I joined pretty early. I did not join at 6:15. So happy to see the journey and was so happy to see everybody's faces where we've kind of worked together and created this course. So thank you, Firki, first and foremost, for collaborating with us and I think allowing us to do the course with you all. So I think I'll just jump into what the course is about and things. But before I talk about the course, just giving a little sneak peek about the organization. So Soulsark basically is an organization which has been working in the inclusive space for the past 21 years. Our mantra is very simple, that every child learns and every adult earns. So when you say every child learns, that is that every child, be it a child with disability, be a child without disability, everybody gets the opportunity to learn. And every adult, again, being an adult with disability or an adult without disability, gets to earn. We majorly focus on disability is our forte, where we work with children with disabilities as well as adults with disabilities. Yes, every day, every child is a leader, absolutely. So I think when you say every day, every child is a leader, I think I take that cue, and I would like to ask everybody that would anybody tell me what are the kind of children in your classrooms? What kind of children do you all teach? Anybody can put it in the chat. What kind of children do you all see in the classrooms? You all work with many children, right? So can you think about like what are the challenges that you see in the classroom, or what are the kind of learners that you have in the classroom? Would anybody like to share? Individual differences, happy, naughty, distracted, absolutely. Anybody more? Different intelligence levels, absolutely. How to manage a normal child in the classroom? Excited one, disinterested one, super energetic one, all our differences. Cherish nature, absolutely. Diverse strata, co-ed, hyperactive, learning difficulties, absolutely. Learning difficulties, hyperactiveness, correct.
So absolutely. So I think the students are of various types. Some of them are willing to learn, some are willing not to do the homework, some are sensitive, some are auditory, some are vigilant, some are, as somebody said, that they are naughty, they have learning difficulties. But I think we all, as teachers, have to take all these students and teach them together, right? So we all have to kind of include them in the classrooms, right? How do you do that? You have different level of students, you have different children. How do you do that? You have a learning difficulty child, you have a child who is over smart, who is sensitive. How do you do that? How do you teach the children? Can we use the same kind of strategy or the same kind of formula for everybody? No, right? Yeah, no, right? So what are the strategies that you can use? So every child will require a different strategy, right? Yes, individual, absolutely differentiated learning. Right. No. Somebody said you can't, somebody says when a hyperactive child. How do you manage these behavioral challenges? Right. So basically that's exactly what our course talks about. So our course kind of gives you this entire thing, an entire overview about exactly what you said, differentiation learning. How do you teach a child who has learning difficulty? First, identifying what learning difficulties are, understanding what the disabilities are. Can anybody tell me here, what do you all mean by disability? Somebody said somebody said learning difficulty, right? Somebody said different learning level, right? Somebody said abnormal children, right? So what are them? What are they? What do you mean by abnormal children? What do you mean by disability? CWSN, absolutely, correct. I'm sure many of the teachers also are, it's not that they don't want to include the children with special needs, but the challenge is how do we include them, right? How do we actually identify what the disability is? How do you identify what the children needs are, right? And plus we hear so many things about children with special needs, right? Has anybody heard any myth about disability? Like, do you think that children with disabilities can do you think any learning disability child can get 90% in their 10th standard? A child who has learning disability? Maybe. Okay, thank you. But it's difficult, right? But it's a child who has learning difficult. No, right? Absolutely. It's very difficult, right? How can a child who has learning difficulties? Yes, they can. Maybe they can. Yeah, it's difficult. Absolutely, yes. But I think, I don't know if you remember, there was this child who has got 95%, which I will show you all who the child is. I will show you all the image. So we are going to be sharing a nice disability handbook with you all. So where you all can kind of identify disabilities. You can see signs and symptoms, and then you can even see success stories. A child who can't see has also achieved much. A child who cannot hear has also achieved much, right? So what are the other things that we hear about disability? Have you heard that generally, so if a child can't speak or hear, teaching them will not make any sense, right? Because they're never going to learn. Have you heard that in the classroom? Have you heard that in the classroom? Have we heard that? Yes. Have you heard that children with disabilities, so a child with disability is born because the parents have do hear many myth facts, right?
I think your internet went off. Can you repeat the part again?
You can hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So what I will do is I will shut my video off because of the internet challenges. Yeah. Okay. So my question was, generally we hear about people with disabilities. We generally hear that the parents must have done something bad in their past life, right? That's the reason why a child is born with disability. Have we heard that? Yes. Lots, many. Do you all agree with it or do you all disagree with it? Do you all agree? No, absolutely. So there are many myths and facts related to disabilities. Yes, don't agree. Absolutely. In rural schools, we listen. Absolutely. So the course that the course that we're going to be talking about is how do you include these children in the classroom, as well as how do you include all the uh, students that you mentioned in the chat. Somebody who's hyperactive, somebody who's disinterested, somebody who is over smart, somebody who we cannot manage somebody's behavioral challenge. So our course basically will give you an entire inclusive an overview about inclusion and how do you kind of identify children with disabilities, how do you kind of work with them, how can you include them, what are the practices, what are the strategies that you can use as teachers to include all these children in your classroom. So I will just name the 6 modules that we have in the classroom. So we basically have inclusion, we have foundation of inclusion, we have demystifying disabilities, and we have managing behavioral challenges. So these are the 6 modules in the course that we are launching today. Plus, as I said, we're going to be giving you a surprise thing. We're giving you a disability handbook, which basically has all the signs and symptoms of all the 21 disabilities, as well as success stories of those disabilities, so that you can kind of understand, you can kind of identify how do I identify a child has with disability. It's very difficult to identify a child with autism. It's very difficult to identify a child with intellectual disability, right? So the signs and symptoms will help you to identify the challenges that the child has. So we will be sharing the QR code, and then you can download your free copy. Tasneem, should I send the this to your this, or should I upload it on the chat?
You can upload it on the chat also, Kate. Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions regarding the course? Has anybody tried any of our modules before from here? Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody want to ask anything related to the course? Yeah, I have just shared the QR code in the chat. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Tasneem. Has everybody downloaded the 21 Disability Handbook? Oh, thanks, Shubham. You use, but not from Firki. Yes. We will share the details on WhatsApp. I think the Firki team will do share the. So Pratham, with the QR code, you have to scan the QR code. You will get your disability handbook. And I'm sure Tasneem and the Firki team will share more details about it in the WhatsApp group. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
If you have any last questions to Ketki, you can. She's here. You can also come off mute and share. If not, we'll share the details of the courses in just few minutes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ketki, for joining and sharing about the courses.
Thank you.
The link for these courses that we'll be sharing will also have few other courses that were launched last year. So it's a complete module on inclusive education. If you'd like to take, or if you'd like other teachers in your school to take, please do share with them as well. Right? Thank you so much, Ketki, for joining and sharing. We hope
Thank you so much.
many of our audience enroll in the course and complete it. Yeah.
Thank you. And please do give us a feedback about the course once you're done. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you. All right. Um, the next part, we had we listened from Solsar team about their courses on inclusive education. Now I'll welcome the Firki team to come and share about the courses that we had created last year and we are launching this year. And first, I would like to invite the pre-service team and I welcome Pratibha to just come and share about the courses that she created and she would like to launch it. Over to you, Pratibha.
Thank you so much, Tasneem. Hello, everyone. I'm really excited to kick off with the course Assessment in Mathematics. Before we begin, let me start with something light. So you can see there is a comic on the screen, and I really like, and this comic is also part of the course. So you can see on the screen there is a teacher who proudly says, "I taught Stripe how to whistle." Someone next to him looks very confused and says, "But I don't hear him whistling." And the teacher replies, "I said I taught him. I didn't say he learned it." Isn't it funny, right? But it also captures something we often experience as teachers. We teach with all our effort, but learning doesn't always happen the way we expect it to. And nowhere is this more true than in mathematics? A student might memorize a formula yet struggle to apply it or explain why it works. And that's exactly where our course, Assessment in Mathematics, comes in. It is the third course in Mathematics for Pre-Service Educator series after Vision of Mathematics and navigating the curriculum and pedagogical practices. The first two course help us to explore why we teach math and how we teach it. This one focuses on something equally important, how we know learning is truly happening. In this course, first, you will explore the meaning and purpose of assessment in math. Second, we will look at continuous and comprehensive evaluation and simple, meaningful ways to make assessment ongoing, fair, and student centered. Third, you will also get to design formative and summative assessment using real classroom examples. So, if you are excited to transform the way you approach assessment and make learning in math more meaningful, explore the Assessment in Mathematics course on Firki. Now, thank you. I would like to hand it over to Inika to take us forward.
Thank you, Pratibha, for those incredible insights on how we can assess learning more impactfully in mathematics. I'm sure that those courses have a lot of learning that all of us can take back to our classrooms. So, thank you for sharing that. Good evening, everyone. I'm here to talk about the sports education course series. Before I actually go into what this course is about, I have a question for all of you, which I'd love for you all to respond to in the chat box. If you could take a moment to answer in the chat, on a scale of 0 to 5, how important do you think sports is in a child's growth and development? We'd love to hear from you. Great. I'm seeing a lot of 5s. I'm seeing a 10. Okay. Great. A lot of 4s and 5s. Very, very high numbers here, right? It's amazing to see over here that all of us as educators are aligned on the crucial role that sports plays in a child's growth and development. It's great to see that. We can also see this alignment in policy as well. So, according to the National Curriculum Framework, physical education and sports shape students' cognitive, emotional, and physical growth. And according to the National Education Policy, we also see everywhere in different places that sports and physical education deserves an equal standing as all other core subjects like math, science, language, etc. So we can see that there is an alignment in mindset and in policy, but in reality, right now, on an average across classrooms and schools, students only get about 2 hours of physical education exposure and sports opportunities in their growing up years and in their schooling years. I'm sure this is because of a number of reasons that all of us as educators can resonate with, right? Things like lack of funds, lack of resources. If there are reasons which you want to share in the chat box as well, which you can resonate with, please do share that. But things like lack of resources, lack of funds, lack of maybe having a dedicated physical education teacher in the schooling space, because of all of these reasons, there is a gap between policy mindset and the actual implementation in reality. So, the sports education course series aims to bridge exactly that gap that we see through three main objectives. The first one being reflecting on the importance of sports for students. The second one, looking at big and small scale ideas of implementation that are tailored for your classrooms, that fit in to your needs and your students' needs. And the third, ensuring equal opportunities for all students, regardless of their background, gender, resource availability, ability, things like that. So, this is exactly what our sports education course series aims to bridge. And if this is something that excites you, if this is something you've been looking forward to taking back to your classrooms or have been thinking about, please do check out our sports education course series on the Firki platform. I hope that you enjoy it and that it takes back some impact to your classrooms as well. Thank you so much. With that, I will hand over to Vani.
Whoa, what a powerful way to aim for holistic education. Thank you so much, Anika, for that insightful sharing. I'll be talking about mastering comprehension using reciprocal reading strategy. Before we deep dive into this topic, let me just ask you a simple question. How many times have you looked around your classroom during reading time and noticed that only few of our students are actually reading and comprehending, while the rest are lost, hesitant, or simply pretending to read? Um, I've been there too as a teacher, watching my students struggle to connect with the text, wishing I had a way to make reading feel alive and shared. What if I told you there's a way to turn that silence, confusion, passivity into buzzing, meaningful conversations where students lead the reading, ask questions, and deepen understanding together? This course is designed to equip educators with a powerful research backed strategy to build students' comprehension and confidence. One that shifts the role of the teacher from the sage on the stage to guide on the side. In just few modules, you will be able to learn the four-step strategy of reciprocal reading, that is predict, clarify, question, and summarize. You will also learn how to set up these roles, model them, plan for it, and gradually release responsibility so that students lead the discussion and not just follow along. Lastly, you will walk away with 10 plus ready to use classroom resources. I still remember a teacher telling me after trying out reciprocal reading as a strategy in her classroom that my students didn't just read the story today, they owned it. And that's the transformation this course aims for. If you're looking for a strategy that's easy to implement, makes reading joyful and inclusive and meaningful, this course is for you. With that, I'll hand it over to Deepika for the next course.
Thank you, Ani, for sharing such an important course to make reading joyful. Every great classroom reflects a great school. Strong systems and supportive leaders make effective teaching possible. Let us now shift our focus from classrooms to schools to see how leadership creates lasting change. Have you ever wondered why some schools keep evolving, adapting, improving, and thriving, while others struggle to keep up? The difference lies in one powerful idea: becoming a learning organization. This course, School Innovation Series, helps you turn your school into exactly that: a place where everyone learns, experiments, and grows together. In Module 1, School as a Learning Organization, we'll start by looking inward. You'll explore your school's current practices as a school leader, identify what's working, and uncover what's holding your school's growth back. Through real examples and reflection tools, you'll learn how to build systems and mindsets that make your school agile, ready to respond to any change that comes your way. Then, in Module 2, that is Innovations in School, you will explore strategies for building a culture of innovation in school and the role of school head in driving innovations. But both these modules are aligned with Key Area 5, that is Leading Innovations from the NCSL School Leadership Curriculum Framework. And when a school leader works on this key area, the school is transformed into a center of excellence where every child learns. Next, I want you all to think about it. No great school has ever been built by one person alone. Behind every thriving school is a high performing team. As Simon Sinek, a renowned leadership expert, says, a team is not a group of people who work together. It's a group of people who trust each other. And that trust, that shared commitment, is the heart of every great school. Our next course, Building School Teams, is designed to help school leaders strengthen that very foundation. In this course, you will understand what a school team truly is and why teamwork is central to effective school leadership. You will explore how strong teams drive school culture, motivation, and collective success. And finally, learn about the stages of team formation and walk away with practical strategies to transform your staff into a high performing team, one that shares a vision and works together to make it a reality. But schools are more than just their internal teams. Students thrive when educators and parents work together. But sometimes, despite our best efforts, we feel like we are doing it all alone. Parents don't show up, they don't respond, and it's easy to wonder, why aren't they involved? That's why our next course, Strengthening Parent-School Partnerships, equips you to build meaningful collaborative relationship with parents. You'll learn your current approach to parent engagement as a school leader. You will explore why strong partnerships with parents matter. You will explore the vision of excellence for engaging parents in school. And finally, apply practical strategies to enhance parent engagement within your own school context. Together, these courses provide a comprehensive approach to school leadership, building internal team excellence while creating external partnerships that matter. With that, I would hand over to my next course designer, Tasneem.
Thank you so much, Deepika, for sharing about the school leadership courses that we have at Firki. We'll continue with that. As a school leader, have you ever wondered what it truly takes to help teachers grow? Not just in their classrooms, but as confident, capable professionals who lead change in their schools? Our new course, Developing Teachers as Professionals, is designed especially for school leaders who want to build empowered, strong teachers in their schools. This course explores the importance of teacher professional development, just like why all of you have tuned in for our event today. How can you create that culture of continuous learning in your own schools and make it sustainable? You will dive into strategies for creating professional development culture and a continuous learning culture where teachers feel valued, supported, and inspired to take ownership for their own growth. You'll also learn how to design and implement effective PD plans that go beyond workshops, plans that are intentional, collaborative, and deeply connected to student outcomes. Ultimately, this course will help you create schools where teachers see themselves as learners, leaders, and also change makers. So, if you're a school leader committed to building a culture of continuous learning, enroll in this course today and take the next step towards transforming professional growth in your school. If you are a school leader who coaches teachers on a regular basis, if you are a teacher coach or a mentor who works with teachers, have you ever sat in a post observation after a classroom observation, I meant, and wonder how can you make the coaching process for that teacher more meaningful? Our new course, the coaching cycle, is designed to help instructional coaches, mentor teachers, and school leaders uncover that. Through this course, you will explore the three key phases of coaching cycle, that is pre-observation, during observation, and post-observation, and understand how each phase builds towards powerful, reflective, and supportive coaching conversations. You will gain practical tools and strategies to create a trusting coaching environment where teachers feel safe to take risks, reflect, and grow continuously. Ultimately, the coaching cycle is not about the structure, but it's about strengthening teacher practice and improving student learning outcomes through purposeful coaching. So, if you're a teacher, coach, mentor, or a school leader, enroll in this course and take the next step in becoming more intentional, effective, and impactful coach. Thank you so much, team, for sharing about all the courses that we had created in the last year. So, without any further delay, let's all get enrolled in the courses that we would like to learn from at your own pace whenever you have time. So I would request Minu or Vani to share on the chat box the link to all the courses. The document will be shared. You can click the link and get enrolled in the courses right away. It will be a PDF document, so you can download it and share it with all the teachers in your schools or any other friends that you might have in the education sector, and spread the word and also spread the habit of continuous learning as educators. Right? Before we close out, we'd like to hear from you. Go to the chat box and share your responses to these two questions. One takeaway from today's event and the courses you are planning to enroll in the upcoming days. If you want to come off mute and share, please raise your hand and you can also come off mute and share. Okay, Taskin ma'am shares that she would like to enroll in all courses. Thank you, ma'am, for getting us started.
Okay. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, please go ahead.
Like, I want to join for a math course also, as well as a school leadership course. So, what will be like the benefiting for me? The timings will be the same,
This
or
is
can
a
I take?
self-paced course, ma'am. All these courses are self-paced. Once you
Okay.
complete the course, you'll be getting a badge of completion from the Firki portal. It's all self-paced, so there are no online sessions. So these are courses that you have to go to the Firki portal and take it at your own pace.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing. Yes, Lata ma'am, please go ahead.
How do I get more teachers to enroll into the Firki portal? Since there's so many courses, it's not possible for one person to do everything. So, if I can identify teachers for special needs, for math, and individually, if I can ask them to do courses, share with the, like learn the learner, we say. So you learn and you go back to the school and teach the other teachers. And then eventually, yes, as I said, over a period of time, I would like to do all the courses. So
Right.
how do I enroll? Like I am on the portal, but how is it that I get my teachers onto the portal?
So you can ask them to create a Firki account, like how you created, right, ma'am? So you can ask them to just create the account and you can share this PDF with them or the link to that particular course you think that teacher might have to learn, and they can directly go and enroll.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
One second, I'll pause you there. For questions, we have one small space. We'll wait to take up questions. Definitely, just stay for 2 more minutes. I'll take all the questions. Yeah.
Yes.
I also
Yes,
request
ma'am.
that we have a very small feedback form so that you can share your feedback with us for our upcoming events such as these. This is the first time we are doing a course launch, so it will help us plan and run such events in the future. So please take 2 minutes to fill the feedback form. It will greatly help. One next step that I have for all of you, we have shared the PDF. The team will also be sharing the PDF in all the WhatsApp groups shortly. So I know some of you have shared that you would like to go and take it over a period of time, but I would like all of you to just do one small commitment for today. Just go and enroll in that course that you really want to take. Just go click that link and click enroll. It will be there forever. You have lifetime access, but ensure that you click enroll and you can complete it over the next few days or weeks. Yeah. So if you are taking up that commitment, can you all react with a emoji or on the chat box, or you can use Zoom reactions? I can see a thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. The first step is to just enroll in the courses and you will get reminders to complete the course also. So please do take up the course. Thank you so much for that. I like to close out with one small thing that I would want all of you to remember. So every time an educator learns something new, it's like a ripple. This ripple reaches all the students in the classroom. This ripple also reaches all the schools and the people that you work with in the schools, and it doesn't stop just there. It reaches the entire communities. So remember that learning is never an end, like how people in the panel spoke about today. It's a continuous process. And I hope if you haven't engaged with any of the courses at Firki, I hope this is a starting point for you to create many ripples of change across your classrooms and across the people that you work with. So let's continue learning, growing, and creating those ripples together. Thank you so much for joining today. We hope all of you had a great time with us, knowing about the offerings that we have. And we wish you all the best. With Diwali coming up, I hope all of you have a great and safe Diwali. Happy Diwali. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have any questions, please do stay back. I am here to support you all.
Ma'am, I have a question. I have finished last year's 50 program for in-service teachers, pre-service, I mean to say. So now this year I want to take up particular courses which will relate to my subject as well. Like for example, assessment in math and some other courses. So if I wanted to be specific in choosing the courses, so how should I access that?